come along with me on the magical mystery tour, step back into the 60s, and relive my weekend at the New York Metro Fest for Beatles fans. Get an inside look at the Fest's first ever Beatles Burlesque show produced by moi. Listen to me chat with Skyler Moody. Join my karaoke party with Michelle Joni, and subscribe to this channel to support my vintage adventures.
All up in the Nolaverse, all up in the Nolaverse. There's community, fashion, entertainment, and play. What are we going to do today? All up in the Nolaverse.
Hello, magical misfits. It's your girl Nola Bunny, and welcome back to the Nolaverse. Today I am coming to you live from the Fest for Beatles Fans 2023 edition. My friend Michelle Joni's family has been producing this festival since 1974, and I am so excited to take you along for the weekend. Michelle is a unicorn goddess who practices permanent magical culture on a daily basis. She is also the creatrix of the Faboratory, which is a multi-purpose space hosting various activations throughout the weekend.
Welcome to the Faboratory.
I've been selling Nola Bunny vintage here since 2018, and this year Michael joined in and showcased his wire-ups. The room that the Faboratory is hosted in also has the best view of New York City that I've ever seen. We are getting ready for the first ever burlesque show at Beatles Fest. Michelle and I discussed bringing this to life last year, and we decided a couple weeks ago that we should make it happen this year. So I told Michelle I will host and produce the show, and Michelle brought on the talent, and together we are collaborating. So I am about to go promote. I'm excited to have the opportunity to potentially bring something that could become a tradition in Beatles Fest history. Skylo is Michelle's son and a natural-born rock star. This kid is living the dream. You like clicking buttons? Buttons are pretty groovy.
Oh my God, does he like...
Buttons are pretty groovy. Are you coming to the burlesque show at 11:30?
Pretty sure. I was going to say you changed. Where do we go?
It is on the first floor.
Oh, is this?
You'll see signs for the Faboratory. Hello.
It only goes down.
Hello, Lauren.
Beatles Burlesque.
Beatles Burlesque.
Explain. I understand burlesque. My family were part of early burlesque.
Oh, awesome.
My grandmother and her sisters.
Oh my God, I love
so they
that.
were all involved. I have the wildest pictures at home. You know, doing stuff like that. So I understand burlesque. How is the Beatles being?
We're performing the Beatles songs. Yeah. So I'm opening up the show, and I'm also hosting it.
Okay. Oh, performance by Michelle Joni.
Michelle Joni, she's my very good friend. We'll be supporting
Tell
her.
me who's talking speedboat.
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 Boat.
You know, like that thing that you go
Yes,
over.
makes sense.
Makes sense.
She's always in the way.
Speed bump.
Like watch out for a speed bump.
I love
There's a
it.
She's
reason.
always in the way because you have to go around her or whatever.
Always in the way.
Well, I hope I see you guys at 11:30. All right. I'm about to invite Patty Boyd to my burlesque show without realizing it was her. She might have politely declined, but she did compliment my dress.
You want a pre-show over here? We got moves. I'll each and pass this on in your honor to someone that will take the show to be there. Enjoy yourself.
I never saw that nook being used. How is everybody doing on this Friday night? The first night of the New Jersey Fest for 2023. And it is also the first time that we are hosting a Beatles burlesque show at the Fest for Beatles fans. So especially for those that have been coming here for 40 plus years, you are a part of something brand new, a new part of history of the fest, or so So we hope. As I was walking around earlier and chatting with you guys and letting you know what we had going on tonight, a lot of you didn't even really understand what burlesque is and what you were walking into. So what burlesque is burlesque is the art of the tease. Now, I remember at the end of Beatles Fest last year telling Michelle that I really think that we should have a burlesque show at Beatles Fest. I am a burlesque performer. I've been performing for 7 years. It's a big part of my life. And Michelle is also a performance artist, and most of our friends are performance artists and theatrical people. So last year we were like, yes, we should make this happen. And this year we were like, we're gonna make it happen. And we did. And look at this. I have been coming to Beatles Fest now since I think about 2017, I think was my first fest. And I've been vending my vintage clothing since I think the next year. My first time coming to this event, I remember I was in the concert and I was dancing my ass off. And when I heard She's So Heavy, I was like, I am going to create a burlesque routine. So, would you guys like to see me doing this performance for the first time? I'm going to release a brand new act for all of your eyes. Because we still have quite a lot of show for all of you. And to all of my friends who thought that they were burlesque virgins, they are no longer. Now our next performer is no stranger to all of you. This performer is not only responsible for the room that you are all in right now, but she also happens to be one of my favorite people on the planet. If you didn't figure it out yet, yes, I am talking about Miss Michelle Jones.
Yes! The legend!
The maker of magic. The one that reminds us all that unicorns are real.
Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, but she changes from day to day. Thank you, everybody. Our first burlesque show, but thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone.
Our pineapple queen. One more time. Yeah. Are you guys ready for our next performer? She is our twirlesque superstar, Gentina. One more time for Gentina. I thought we would do a little game before we move on to our next routine. And I also see some costumed people, some people that got into the 60s, 70s vibes. So I thought that we would do a little costume contest. We have our 5 contestants here. What is your name?
Jake. Alan.
Doris. Jesse.
D. Now is the moment where you guys get to decide who the winner is. I think that might have been D. I think that D was the winner. Yes. All right. So congratulations, D. At the end of the show, you can pick an item from my shop. I present to you the beautiful, elegant Luna Mars. Are you ready for our very, very last performance? We're bringing you something a little more experimental, some performance art from Corvette. And a special shout out to our DJ and sound guy Reese, who helped make the show a success. Saturday started with yoga led by Marianne and sitar by Shiv. I am here with Skyler Moody.
Hello.
And you are a Beatles content creator.
That is a sentence I never thought I'd hear or say, but yes, that is true.
Did you start as a content creator? Did you start as a Beatles content creator?
I started off, well, as a Beatles fan first.
Yeah.
And then I had started off on YouTube a little bit in 2018, 2019-ish.
Okay.
It wasn't, there were a couple Beatles videos. I actually did a fest vlog. It's very cringy if you all want to go watch it.
So you have been coming here since 2018?
My first one, I came in 2018 for one day, and that was it.
Okay.
And then last year I was here. I was in Chicago and New York, both for the full weekend, and then I'm here right now for the full weekend.
Yeah.
And I did vlogs last year. I'm doing vlogs this year. And in between YouTube and all that stuff, I also mainly am on TikTok and Instagram. I like doing short form content because it isn't as time consuming as YouTube. I can kind of just get stuff out more quickly.
So have you found that people love this niche?
Yeah, surprisingly, because there's obviously a big Beatles community
Of
out
course,
there.
we're all here celebrating this weekend.
Yeah, and there's like, it's young fans, it's older fans, and even like older fans on TikTok and then younger fans on YouTube. Like, you think that there's only going to be a certain age group like catered to one platform, but it's everybody all over the place, and you get that big whole group and everyone loves whatever you put out. And they're like, oh, I love when you talk about this, like I love how enthusiastic you are, I want to see more of this and this and this. And I'm like, that warms my heart because I didn't think that many people cared.
And you've even gotten to show that like younger perspective at panels here.
Yes, I have been on, I was on the media panel last year in Jersey City, and then Chicago I was on media panel and Gen Z. And then this year I'm on the media panel again, the Gen Z panel again, and then also a Researching the Beatles panel, which is tonight. It's tonight. None of you are going to be able to see it, but it's tonight. I'm telling you.
But hopefully at Skyler's YouTube, you'll see some clips of it.
Oh, you will.
So in the
For
future,
sure.
you will see it. And I'm going to make sure that you guys know where to follow Skyler in the description. So how did this love for Beatles start?
I took a music history class my sophomore year of high school, and obviously the Beatles are going to be covered, and my teacher started talking about them, saying, oh, this is John and George and Paul, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know these names, I know some of these songs, you know, starting off good. And then he showed us their movie A Hard Day's Night, and I fell in love. And then over the course of the weeks following, I started going through my dad's CD collection. I was getting all the Beatles CDs. I'm like, I want to listen to more of their music. So I was picking out the albums where I recognized the most songs, and I was like, wait, I know more than I thought. Like, this is great. And I think that enthusiasm kind of kept me going, and I was just getting into it more and more.
Even being here, because like I grew up listening to them. My parents had always put them on as a kid, but from being at this event, I hear songs that I never even knew existed. I'm like, there's so much music.
It's everywhere.
In what? Weren't they only active for like 7 years?
Roughly. Yeah, from about 1963, 64 up to 1970.
So to think that they made that much music, they were in the studio.
It's crazy. They were go, go, go.
Yes.
They were content creators in a way, but it was music.
Yeah. And I think I've also heard you say that you are interested in being like a music journalist.
Yes. I've always had a love for writing, and I always love writing and learning about music and artists and how they had that impact on the world. But then also I've kind of picked up that love for video creation and content creation. I started that. I always loved video creation in middle school, because even just like working on iMovie at the computers at school, I was like, I just want to do this all the time. But then that kind of got put aside, and now it's coming back, and I'm trying to like combine that with writing. It's just like I'm in that mindset of I want to do everything. I want to explore every medium that I can to try to figure out.
As an entertainer, I know how it is.
It's so overwhelming though, because it's like, where do I go? What do I do? Like, how much is too much? How much isn't enough? It's crazy, but it's a fun process to keep learning through it.
And I love how you're doing like the more journalism, research aspect, but then like with TikTok, you're using like silly voiceovers and like, you know, doing like more of a fun acting perspective.
It's just about finding like what you can do to make those videos more creative and figuring out like, okay, what's going to keep my audience, what's going to entertain them, what's going to surprise them, and then it's a trial and error process, but you learn along the way.
So
it's great.
What do you think? What do you think is coming next for you? Do you have any special plans? What are you up to?
I'm hoping to be heading to Chicago Fest in August.
I haven't been to that one.
It's great. The hotel's great. It's the same vibe, same kind of people. It's all the same love. And then, if all works out in my favor, and nothing's definite yet, but I could very well be heading to International Beatle Week in Liverpool in August. That is still very far in advance, but who knows? I'm manifesting.
So do you feel like you're just becoming such a face of the community that you're being invited into experiences that you wouldn't have even necessarily imagined were to happen to you?
I never thought that I'd even be here. I mean, this is my errand. I'm in New Jersey. I live here. My home is 30 minutes away, but I never thought that I would be so involved in the process of Beatles Fest and creating social media for them and just helping capture.
And they're
the
seeing your value and they want to include.
Exactly.
And I do think that the young perspective is so important.
Yeah, because we're the next generation. We're the ones coming in, and we're the ones that are going to be leading the Beatles fandom and keeping it going for years to come.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Skyler, for taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you.
And
it's been a pleasure.
We're going to make sure everyone knows where to find you. We are just starting to reopen the Faboratory for day 2. We have Nico.
Hello.
Nico is getting ready to do tarot. And my other vintage friend, Marie, has come and set up a beautiful, beautiful rack.
Miss Frizz Dazzle
Yes.
here for you. Nola Bunny.
We met last year, and I feel like we're the perfect yin yang vintage sellers together.
Yeah, there's some serious complementary energy.
Let's take a look at what Miss Frizz Dazzle has. Ooh, yes, disco. All right.
Psychedelic fantasy.
Look at these prints. We love a good color-coded rack. I try to do that too. This is cute. Oh yes, and also I think you guys should just see her logo because I love her.
Oh, thank you, baby. I gotta bring the dazzle, I gotta bring the curl, gotta bring the frizz, gotta bring all the fun, you know what I mean?
All the magic. Yes.
But not all, okay, because Nola's bringing all that, so.
But that's why we're yin yang. Because together we do bring all the magic. Yes. We also have some arts and crafts going. Skyler's back taking a look at my vintage rack. Yes. Yes, Diva, yes, look at this girl. Yes. All aboard for some awesome Yellow Submarine content, all in a row. Hey, Michael, what are you making?
Attempting to make Yellow Submarine.
Ooh, you're gonna have to show it.
Together.
You're gonna have to show it to us when it's done. Come together right now.
Just give me a little time.
And here is the completed submarine. I think it's looking pretty groovy. Yeah, there you go. Go Skylar. Yeah.
Penny Lane, there is a fireman with the hourglass, and in his pocket is the portrait of a queen.
Here we are playing Beatles roulette. Spin the wheel to pick a genre and create a new version of your favorite song. Alright y'all, I officially have my nighttime outfit on, and I thought this mirror was the perfect place to show it off. One of the things that makes this event so special are the impromptu jam sessions that happen all over the hotel. The community comes together, sharing one of the purest expressions of being a human. Everyone is witnessed with open arms to participate as a musician, a dancer, or an observer, leaving no separation between the performers and the audience. This spectacular room is the Fest Art Room and Beatles Museum, curated by Marlene Weissman and Deco. During each year's Beatles Fest, attendees who have created fan art about the Beatles are encouraged to bring in and display their art pieces during the run of the fest. Other happenings in the art room include the annual Beatles Museum areas where newspaper clippings, articles, and photos showing Beatles history are on display. How can I go forward when I don't know which way I'm facing?
Well, how do you know if it's not even upside down day? And none of that matters.
I know you can't understand this, but somehow I wish you could. Photographer John Hester also had his work on display in this room this time around. After strutting my stuff on the red carpet, it was time to hit the dance floor for Liverpool. Then we walked in on this magic. I was fangirling so hard and had to keep my excitement contained so I didn't ruin the video. When Michelle was done being an epic solo artist, Michael and I jumped in as her backup dancers to perform to a song that will now always make me think of the three of us sharing this moment together. This isn't the first time we have all collabed Beatles style. Make sure you stay tuned for the whole video to hear how I got on board as a member of this amazing community. This is the woman behind the karaoke magic, Karaoke Karen. And you've been doing this for how long?
Maybe 25 years.
25 years at the fest?
At the fest,
That
since 97.
is really awesome. And I've been coming since 2017. Of course, we took a break, but this is the first time that I've ever known you were here, and I'm never missing you again. And everyone that comes here should come check out Karaoke Karen.
Thank you.
Yes.
It really is a wonderful thing to capture these moments and to have it forever.
You make everyone feel like rock stars. That's so awesome. What made you start doing it here?
Well, to be honest, I got into karaoke because of my friend Roy, who always films in the main ballroom. And we did a street festival once. And at the time, I actually didn't like karaoke because I thought it was taking gigs away from musicians. And then a woman came up and she had Down syndrome. And she came on stage to do a video, and she did a song called Lipstick on My Collar. And for those, like you said, for those 3 minutes,
She felt like
she was a rock star. And that's when I realized that
there's value in this.
That's what karaoke is about. Your 3 minutes of fame and just appreciating everyone's uniqueness.
I love that so much because I'm an entertainer, but I'm not a singer. So I often don't do karaoke because I'm used to being good at the thing I'm doing and I feel like it's a performance. But I did recently let myself dance.
Yeah, let's put the word out there. Being a good singer is not a requirement for karaoke.
Just play, right?
Just being free and having fun and enjoying your moment in the spotlight. That's all it's about.
Yes, thank you so much for what you do here.
you.
And everybody that comes to the Fest for Beatles fans, please stop and see Karaoke Karen.
Yay.
After our karaoke party, we went back into the ballroom to catch the end of Liverpool's set. We're at the staff party and there's a lot of options. So do I want, what is this?
Yeah, we got a lot of options.
Well, this looks meaty. I don't eat meat, so that one's out. This one looks vegetable-y. I think that
are gluten-free.
that one looks good. I'm sorting out my options. Mushroom. Margarita, that one looks good.
Veggie, artichoke.
White, veggie, artichoke, okay. And the thing is, I'm not even that much of a pizza person, so for someone that's not a pizza person, this is a little overwhelming. Why wash your hands when you can just have a tub of beer? Also, in case you're gonna be here for a while, you can phone a friend. It's bedtime. Check out the view from my hotel room.
My name is Jason. I teach kids every day and they call me Mr. Mustache. And my other name is Mocha, which I have a big fake booger. Maybe you'll see it later on.
On Sunday, Jason opened up the Faboratory with laughing yoga and started his session by allowing others to give gratitude and share what makes them laugh.
Hey everybody, I'm also Eric. And I'm grateful that I got to be in the sun this morning and see this awesome view of the skyline.
I'm Christine Edwards, and I'm so happy that I was able to come down from the Greenwich Stamford area with no traffic this morning. It made me absolutely so happy. And the day after the rain, I left yesterday and it was a day like this. And then in an hour or two, it was black clouds and pouring rain in Mount Kisco. And to wake up this morning and have this gorgeous day again made me just feel so happy.
My name is Cheryl, I'm Jason's mom. And sometimes I do laughter yoga with my son.
I'm Kyle. I'm the dad. And Jason was forced to watch all the Britcoms, Monty Python, etc. with me.
Well, I'm Annie. I'm grateful for the Beatles music. And I came here because I played with my band and I played solo set yesterday, so grateful for that. And my friends make me laugh.
So I invite you with your eyes open or closed to bring a finger to your nose. Take a breath in through your nose. Stick your tongue out and go.
Your family has been producing this since 1974.
That's right.
Can you give the background of how this started?
So my dad loved the Beatles the second he heard them, and then he worked at Sam Goody doing records so we could literally work in the Beatles realm. And then one day he just thought of this idea to start to have a 10-year anniversary celebration of the Beatles' arrival in America.
Ah.
So it's going to be a one-off event. And he booked the hotel, and he managed to get John Lennon's personal blessing. He went to him.
How did that work out?
Through a t-shirt synchronicity, actually. Clothing got him there. But he walked right up to his hotel room, and Harry Nilsson let him in, and my dad told him his idea, and John was like, I'm all for it. I'm a Beatles fan too. So that's how it happened. And he did all the things, made all the calls, got the t-shirts, and it was a total success. And then everyone was like, you got to do it again. You got to come to LA. You got to come here. So he started doing it all over. And then I was born, and I just know nothing but except how to be this person. I'm like, I was born into
you were
the
born
Beatles
into
incubator.
So first of all, I just want to say I love that fashion brought them together. I absolutely love that. The second thing I want to really know is what it's like growing up into this world.
I don't know anything else, so it's hard to say what it's like to just have a big Beatles family. People have known me since I'm born, watching me grow up, and also just having the Beatles ingrained in my soul, the celebration of them, the history.
This in 74, and what year were you born?
10 years later.
10 years later. Yeah. So what do the Beatles mean to you? And I know that might be a hard question because it's just your world. But
well, yeah, no. I mean, look, the Beatles to me indicate the revolution, the Beatles songs and their mission and their movement and their peace and their love, and the whole thing is they're delivering the template and the motivation and the ideas and the music with which we need
together
to dissect in order to literally bring peace on earth. And so I feel like that's what the Faboratory is meant to be, to take all that and put it through the ringer, and then we create actually peace on earth and this message that they are, they weren't kind of people they're we don't have a message, we just have music. In a lot of ways, they didn't want to be this is our message, because they didn't want to get political in certain ways. So they just were themselves. And that itself,
and whether they're singing about love or a yellow submarine or a revolution, it's all just.
Or, these characters that come up in the Beatles lore, and, all the fictional characters that they created, and the people who are based on real characters. It's this whole amazing world that, that we get to discover, and that it's something that really truly brings people together, and people of all generations are finding out about the Beatles. Kids have their moment when they discover the Beatles, and then, part of what I see my role is how do we continue it for the next 50 years?
Yes.
How does it touch everyone of the next generation, the 2-year-olds, my son,
So you brought a couple, while you were just speaking, there were a couple different things that came to mind. One, I love walking around here and hearing little kids playing instruments and just knowing the Beatles songs so well. Mm-hmm. So it really is bringing people together. The second thing is I would love to quickly share that me and Michael came to our first Beatles Fest in 2017 because you were on a mission to recreate as many Beatles songs as possible with as many different people as possible.
That's right.
And we did our own version of All Together now.
Thank gosh.
We did.
I have a lot of missions. Definitely recreating all the Beatles songs is one of them.
Well,
thanks for reminding me.
I still
That's on the
remember.
list. Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. Boop your nose. Bum, bum, bum. Monster toes. Bum, bum, bum.
Did?
Clown around. Bum, bum, bum. Upside down.
No
That's what
way.
we did. We wrote that. We wrote that. The next thing we wrote that.
We did. Okay.
We the three of us
wrote it.
came together.
I remember coming to your studio like on the way to the fest.
We
so
came
like,
together and wrote that. So that was the year that we got involved, and that's the same year that you started the Faboratory, right?
I started the Faboratory in 2015.
Okay, so 2 years before we got on board.
But that was the first year we were here, so it was kind of a different thing here.
Awesome, yeah, and I love that I feel like all of us and our community really brings people back into the 60s and 70s. Like, that's what I love about the Faboratory. Like, the whole festival is amazing, and the jam sessions and the live music and all of that, but there's something so special about, like, it's like the hidden gem of the festival.
Yeah, this is like the vibe that, you know, people are kind of looking for, like, don't know that they're looking for, and, you know, it's like amazing what colors and art and clothing and creativity can do for the soul.
Yeah,
yeah. It means a lot. Yeah, just like these things, like,
right?
It's like does something to your spirit, like, you know,
or our Friday night burlesque show.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, of course, your son Skylo and the future of Beatles Fest. So I was also really curious how you and Tilly plan to keep this legacy alive that your parents created.
We're gonna keep it alive. We're gonna take it to the next level.
No matter
There's
what
a
it
lot.
takes, it's gonna.
Yeah,
Beatles
it's like
Fest.
it's we have to evolve it.
We'll continue to evolve, and your plan is to never let this event die.
Yeah, it's got to just blossom into the next thing.
Yeah.
How is it going to be the next form? I mean, there's something very specific about, like, we go to a hotel and it's a weekend and it's this time of year and all these people coming together, but, you know, it's going to be a new thing in 20 years.
New generation.
A whole new generation.
Yeah,
So we have opportunities to expand and make it actually real in the whole world. It's like my vision is based on, like, bringing everything everywhere. Like,
bringing permanent magical culture, Michelle Joni's original song and mission. It's a song
permanent
because it's your
magical
mission.
culture.
Yes.
Like, I have my magical mystery tour bus. Like, I'm literally
Linda.
like couldn't be closer to doing it. I'm just trying to put the pieces together.
Yes.
And, like, get it all.
Yes.
You know. Okay. I have all these everything at my fingertips.
So currently Beatles Fest is in Chicago and New Jersey, but would you like to see it worldwide?
We might be going worldwide next year, actually.
We
have some things in the works.
Well, I am really excited to see what's next, and I've been doing this since 2017. I was here as a guest, and then 2018, 2019, 2022, and 2023 I've been vending.
Yeah.
And now we did a burlesque show,
and everybody loved
we
it, and
changed
it's going to be bigger next
a
year.
piece of Beatles history, and I can't wait.
Thank you.
A Beatles Fest, Beatles history, and I can't wait to see what happens next, and I would love to continue to be a part of what happens next.
You're
So,
part of it.
I love you.
I love you too.
Nola Bunny.
Nolaverse and the Joniverse.
Yes.
Rocking it out.
If you missed Michelle Joni and Karaoke Karen rocking out, I am so sorry. This was a really cool activity. Michelle had Becky Krill play her original beats, and everyone was creating Beatles songs that went along with her music. I was convinced to keep this not for sale. This is no longer for sale. It's mine.
I mean, it really does fit you.
All weekend. You should have bought it all weekend. I took it off the rack. Sorry. But check out this jacket. Give us a shake. Yeah. It's the world. We're having a floss party.
I told him that.
I was told and I inspired her to have a dental floss regimen.
I have a better dental hygiene regimen.
Floss it up, floss it up.
Like 10 when they won the World Series. So.
Here's a spectacular rendition of When I'm 64 that deserves a studio recording.
Life has to offer taking weeks, and I'm softer than I was when I'm 30. Now I get flirty 64 every time I get dirty 64. When I'm 64, will you still need me?
That was unbelievable.
That's why I do this jam, because it's what I fucking love to do.
I'm so glad I requested that song.
Last year you were here. Now you were here.
Michelle's always elevating because she's brilliant. You're brilliant too. What's your name?
Aiden.
Have you always been a musician, Aiden?
Mentally, I've always been a musician. I've only gotten good enough to where I call myself that within the last couple of years.
Do you feel like coming here has helped your musician journey?
Definitely a confidence booster to just come here, enjoy things with people, have them not want to throw me out. That's a good first step.
Well, you're brilliant. Keep going, and I've been enjoying listening to you all weekend.
Thank you.
Here's your money.
That's what I want. Thank you so much. Lady in green.
I made it up to the 9th floor before it closed for the weekend and got a glimpse of the shops that were still up. I joined the band and they gave me a jacket. How's this for some last night fest vibes? I can only imagine the disco queen this dress once belonged to. I got to give Nola Bunny Vintage one last rendezvous right outside the ballroom to find a few more pieces their forever home.
Check out this shirt.
Very cool.
These are all my snap badges going back to 2003.
Wow.
Yeah, Chicago, everything.
Yellow submarine. We all live in the yellow submarine. A purple tangerine. A purple tangerine. Look at these two lovely people rocking Nola Bunny Vintage. Sarah and Eddie. Yes. Sarah, tell me your story about Beatles Fest.
Probably the first time that we heard about Beatles Fest was the year that I watched Across the Universe. I watched the movie and it altered my entire vision of life. My Aunt Liz got the catalog of Beatles Fest and she was like, oh my god, all of these actors, all of these actors that were going to be coming. And I'm like, hey, we gotta go see them.
Yes.
We came just one day.
Yeah.
And it was ever since then.
You've been coming.
Addicted.
I love that. So it was kind of your aunt, you and your aunt had this mutual connection.
My aunt and my mom, yeah.
Yes. Did you grow up listening to Beatles when you were a kid, though?
I grew up listening to Paul McCartney, the McCartney
So you were a
album.
fan before the film Across the Universe.
I mean, my God, my last name is Lennon. How could I not grow up with it?
Yes.
But I grew up with McCartney.
And the other special thing about this fest is just the natural connections you make with like-minded people. Like Sarah bought a couple vintage pieces for me last year, and we've actually become friends. We've connected.
Oh my God, you didn't even see my outfit before. All throughout the fest is just creating different fun outfits.
What's your 60s,
different fun
70s
outfits.
character? I know.
I mean, you get my entire day. I get either 3 or 4 outfit changes a day.
You didn't more than me. I do too. I have a daytime look and a nighttime look. 2 more than me. I love this about you though, yes.
Today was 4. Today was 4 outfit changes.
And Nolaverse Vintage made it into the outfit change.
Today? No, twice. My outfit before you didn't see it was my white pants with like the red flowers all over.
That she bought last year.
I wore it for like 20 minutes. But then we were like,
it made it in
all right,
the round.
let's get another outfit change, and it's another Nova.
She bought this one today, and Eddie bought the brown button down, and it's just some of my favorite pieces found great new homes, and I love you, and I'm super happy that the Beatles brought us together. Come together. Yes. Here's a tradition that's been happening at the fest since its start. Friends, family, and staff join the band on stage towards the end of Hey Jude. It's always such a magical moment, singing and smiling together in the finale of Liverpool's performance, looking out at the audience, knowing that we are all there to give peace a chance, and in this moment, that is all that matters. It's Monday. We made it to Monday. How you feeling, Skylo? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good on this Monday? Our last breakfast.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap on the Fest for Beatles Fans 2023 New Jersey style. See you next year at JFK TWA. Hey.